Good morning, everyone. My name is Mitch Novick. I reside at 901 Collins Avenue. I'd like to make a shout-out to A.C. Weinstein. A.C. Weinstein was the chief of staff for Mayor David Dermer. He was also a letter writer and eventual columnist with the Sun Post. A.C. and I would often go to Walmart, Home Depot, and one night on a ride back by the airport, I said, "Hey, A.C., do you think Michael Gongora, who had just filed to run for commission, would be a viable candidate?" And without as much as a pause, A.C. said, "Mitch, anyone running for anything is a viable candidate." I nodded my head in agreement, and as the years pass, his words become more resounding and true. So I met Jimmy through A.C. after Jimmy's mayoral bid during Art Basel way back then. Jimmy, you may recall, in the design district. We all agreed you ran a poor campaign. I voted for you. I used to watch those meetings, and without a doubt, you were the only person I understood. In fact, that commission makes these guys look like geniuses. So,
thanks.
That is a compliment. So, Jimmy, I've been writing you. I've met with you. I've met with your staff. Everybody agrees that the city's right-of-way contractor who are tearing up our streets, our alleys, our sidewalks, had damaged my stormwater drains, which run under the sidewalk into the street. No reply. My project is being held up. My damages are very real. I need some closure on this. And I'm asking you here today, this needs to get resolved immediately. And I would expect a reply. I've spoken to you. I've emailed you half a dozen times. I don't like doing that.
Mitch, I've been out there on the site with you, in fact, as well. I've forwarded it to my public works folks. I don't know if it was our contractor or FDNL, whoever.
He came out.
And they came out.
Everyone agrees?
I will follow up. I know I got an email from you a couple of days ago. I've been busy getting ready for the agenda. We will follow up. But my understanding,
I need
our
closure.
contractor sometimes, or if it was not a contractor, if it was one of the
it was a sub to the contractor.
Companies.
Came out at 2 a.m. I have photos with.
I'm not sure it was one of our contractors or one of the utilities contractors, but we will follow up. I promise we will follow up.
I need closure on this. They also damaged my porch terrazzo. But as soon as I discovered this, which was days later, water pooling up at my property line.
Thanks, Mitch.
Very real.
We're going to follow up. We're going to follow up with you.
Please
promise.
Send me writing. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to speak? I have a word on this thing right here.
Hey, I supported this ordinance, the rollback to 8 a.m., but within the MXE district, I want to make a motion to keep it at 10 a.m. to address the concerns of our police captain who had addressed this commission a couple meetings back. But I also want to do something else, and I'd love to ask my friend Mitch to comment on this. Within the MXE district, actually close earlier, so rather than the midnight closing, close at 10 p.m., and I think that's going to have a significant impact on the behavior that's occurring within the MXE, which is keep it at 10 a.m. within the MXE, but also start closing at 10 p.m. So that's the motion I'd like to make.
Can I ask a question? The area around where Feinberg Fisher is that considered MXE?
I'm sorry, yes.
Yes.
Washington Avenue.
Washington Avenue, yes.
Okay, so then we're not taking any action on this item? This is it?
Open and continue.
Open and continue?
It's deferred, right?
Deferred.
It would be deferred, and I would have a new version for you for first reading.
Excuse me, there needs to be a
And,
correction.
Mitch, would you like to speak?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Washington is not MXE, it's CD2.
Right, that's what I thought.
Across the street, right.
Yes. Ricky, thanks for recognizing me. I think more importantly, rolling back closing time on Ocean Drive from 5 a.m. to 2 a.m., which the voters overwhelmingly supported in November, would make a huge positive impact on the neighborhood, which, without a doubt, is in a crisis situation. The crime is overwhelming. Imagine if that street light would have hit anybody. Thanks.
Exterior and interior speaker standards for commercial establishments that are fronting Ocean Drive. This ordinance was one of the components of the 10-point plan, and the administration recommends that it be adopted.
Would somebody like to?
I
Thank
move
you.
to open the public hearing.
Good morning again, Mitch Novick. I have great concern regarding exterior speakers and noise that is generated along Ocean Drive. As I've been expressing for over 2 years now, it is the noise which draws in all the riffraff and the crime we're witnessing. I believe open-air entertainment establishments, their noise should be contained to the property lines. Nothing should be spewing out onto the public right-of-way. I walked past the Colony a couple of days ago. They had the most vulgar music. That type of music should not be played anywhere. Thank you.
Would anybody else from the public like to comment? I think that's what we're doing here. We're trying to fix that. I don't know how this project was ever approved, how those people got the zoning in the first place, but you've been heard.
Well, this was an approval pursuant to a conditional use process which went before the planning board.
The good
And what's
news-
more, when complaints were made about the hours of operation, we worked with the applicant and we worked with you, Vice Mayor,
We did.
to
I'm just-
reduce the hours of application to 12 a.m.
The whole thing is distasteful, though, and I think that many people, especially lower-income people who live in multifamily housing surrounding this very large marketplace, that's going to go late into the night. It's going to ruin their quality of life. I don't think they were ever notified. They weren't noticed. That's why Miami Beach United came up with this residents' right to know. What I will tell you is I'm very upset. We do have a new opening on the planning board, though, and I'm hoping that this new opening will be filled with somebody more balanced who would never approve that kind of project. I'm just saying in general, a body that will really listen to residents and protect their quality of life in a sleepy,
Mr. Shadraff
peaceful,
also has the option to appeal this, the planning board's
multifamily
decision.
neighborhood. I would hope that you appeal this. I really do hope that you will appeal this, because when I drove down last night, what I witnessed was really disappointing, and I'm going to go in front of the planning board with you next month when the item's going to be heard, and I'm going to advocate on behalf of all the residents. And I encourage you to somehow, if the city's not noticing the people living there, then I think that you and I should. So we should just print up a flyer and give it to everybody in the surrounding neighborhood.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mitch, am I on?
Go ahead, Mitch.
Mitch Novick again. Commissioner Rosen Gonzalez, I echo your sentiments. Mr. Shadoroff should prepare for his quality of life, the quiet enjoyment of his property to be greatly impacted. Entertainment is a cancer when abutting residential use. My neighborhood, which was once thriving, we all know what it has become.
You're in the
It's
entertainment
become a
district.
cesspool of crime. The city has proven it can't manage it. The voters have spoken and wanted closing time rollback on Ocean Drive. Noise must be abated from all establishments. It's scary and embarrassing how you guys just refuse to deal with the noise component.
You
Thank
did
you.
see how we passed the Mitch Novick Act earlier today about using the private cameras in an official capacity. I'm going to rename it the Mitch Novick Act.
It'll be helpful to law enforcement if whether or not it'll deter crime, some. Those are my comments on that issue.
Thank you. Okay, time certain of 1:35. Oh, okay, one more. Okay, final one.
Very
Mr.
quickly.
Wallach.
What's more embarrassing is Mitch Novick walking to the mic and speaking in this way about the most important tourism area
start with your name. I'm
in
sorry.
our entire city. I'm David Wallach, Mango's Tropical Cafe, Ocean Drive Association, and a resident in this city since 1955. I was here in the machine gun era of the Mariels and the drug epidemic of the 80s. The gate in Mangoes went up to keep murderers out in the 80s. The darkness brings the most severe crime that we could ever dream up. I could not let a person walk to their own car in front of the Parksea Surfsea Apartments, which it was before I created the Eastern Sun Hospice. That is what we had in the good old days, Mitch, which is so easy to forget. I don't want to go back to darkness. And Mitch, with what he is putting in bogus information on the internet, fooling the public by repeating old news that happened years ago, totally disrespecting our police department, totally disrespecting the spirit of this community. What did Miami Beach first become? The world's playground. In the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, into the 60s. That was the Frank Sinatra era, right up to the early 70s, when Las Vegas took over and paid $50,000 a week, where the Fontainebleau was paying $15,000 a week to Frank Sinatra. Have you ever seen a big name? Right up until this New Year's, they haven't been on Miami Beach. What brought Miami Beach back? Individual entrepreneurs. It wasn't just the real estate and the beauty of the buildings. The buildings were created for people. They were empty. They were still magnificent works of art, but they were empty and run down because there was no people here to finance fixing them up. Now, on Ocean Drive between 9th Street and 10th Street, it's a unique space. Quite frankly, it's maybe the only outdoor musical cabaret space in the entire United States outside of Disney World and Universal. It is unique. Why? Because 4 blocks to the south, there's nobody residential to the east, and 4 blocks to the north of the Clevelander, there's nobody to the east. It can only happen there in a unique way. And nobody is blasting music, another lie that this man is propounding. There is no blasting. So please remember the spirit of Miami Beach is tourism, entertainment, art. Music is art.
Thank you, Mr. Wallach. Yeah, that I think we
Okay.
can, I'm going to make an exception, at least. So do we have a motion on this?
This is gorgeous. It's like.
And everybody would like to-
And I move
You're
it.
not going to
Okay.
allow me to...
Okay.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mitch, would you like to speak 30 seconds? I mean,
It was improper that you took a vote before I commented. I can appeal your vote, or you can rescind your...
no, I didn't have to take public comment on this, but come up now and tell us what you wanted to tell us very
This
briefly.
is right outside my back door, I should say. Mr. Rebar, I read your report, and you indicated the existing equipment is antiquated. Are you Mr. Rebar? Okay, you look different to me. How old is that equipment? Do you actually know?
The equipment at Ninth, if you're speaking to the Sixth
Ninth,
Street.
Ninth.
Ninth Street, I don't know how old, it's several years old and
No,
some
it's-
is,
let me tell you the backstory here. My back door and the backstory. In 2010, the city had demolished the apparatus or apparati that was there, that was put there in 1993 due to my request to Lynn Bernstein, who was working at Miami Beach Development Corporation. The former equipment was blown over during Hurricane Andrew. A few issues concern me regarding what's being proposed. They are the cost. This is a $200,000 price tag.
It's $165,000.
Okay.
John, do we
It
have
was
another place
budgeted
to
and
put it?
approved.
Do we have another place to put it? Not in on Mitch's street, at the end of his street? No, we already voted on it?
Commissioner, can I?
Okay, then Mitch, we've already taken the vote, we've already taken the action.
I'd like to
Sorry
finish
that
my
it's disappointing,
comments.
But we didn't have to take public
I
comment
have two
on this,
more
and I
issues
allowed
I'd
it.
like to express. Can I have 1 minute?
There's 45 more seconds.
Is that a
No, there
yes?
isn't actually. No, actually, I'm going to say no. I'm sorry, Mitch. I apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize. Okay. Yes, congratulations on this beautiful, iconic beach.